Yo, I just got back from the gym. I'm looking right. But anyways, this is a trade recap of how I made 400, I think $492 trading supply and demand today. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off by saying this is a lot of trades. I did not take these. I was working. This is a demand zone trade that I could have taken last candle before impulse candle in an uptrend, and basically an impulse candle is a candle that creates a gap in price, so a fair value gap. See this big candle right here, this 9.75 point candle created a gap in price from the previous candle, which was a indecision candle, and an indecision candle is categorized by a candle with what the heck, a small body and big wicks, which you can see here. And we're expecting price to come and fill the gap, fill the demand zone, and then continue higher. And my strategy is to put my stop loss 1 point underneath the zone and my take profit 2RR, and you can see it ran through the TP. And that's exactly what I traded to pass this account to get in the XFA, and that's what I traded today to make the 492 bucks. And so if we look further, right, which I didn't take this setup because I was working, didn't take this 15-minute setup either. 5-minute setup either because I was working. I would have taken this 5-minute setup, but I was driving and I saw it on my phone. I was like, I can't trade and drive at the same time. I'm not going to do that. So let's just move these drawings out the way and focus on what I actually traded. So I could have traded this demand zone, could have traded this one, in this one, in this one. And I said the objective was to take out this high, this weak high. And so what I actually ended up doing was I went on the 1 minute time frame, and I did all of this on my phone, by the way. I went on the 1 minute time frame. I drew this 1 minute demand zone, right? And this is this actually ended up being the last candle before impulse that broke minor structure in an uptrend, which is kind of like the home run setup that I trade. But basically you've got this bullish impulse, this bearish correction, and this bullish impulse. We would have been looking to trade this zone right here, but it was already filled, it was already mitigated. As you can see, price wicked it. You also see that price came to this zone again and barely tapped it, and then went up after that. But we don't trade mitigated zones, right? We trade zones that haven't been mitigated. So I saw this one, this demand zone right here. We've got that big imbalance. We're expecting price to come down, fill that imbalance, and then continue going higher. And in this trade, I took a base hit, 2RR, and I could have either put my take profit at the recent high of this, the substructure move, or I could have extended my TP to this high. But I chose to do a base hit and trade 2RR, and I'm very happy with that, and I will continue to do that. And if I have a strong conviction to, target the high or target the low, if I'm going short, if I'm shorting supply, then I'll do that. But if not, then I'll just, trade a base hit. This is also very, very choppy too, as you can see, like, yeah. But yeah, very easy trade. Yeah. So let's actually journal this trade, right? Which I already started journaling it. So this was a long 1 minute demand zone in an uptrend. The date was March 31st. It was a win. The trade, the setup was a long demand zone in an uptrend. I have actually not technically, I have 4 setups. I traded 4 setups. The market condition was in an uptrend. This was taken on the 1 minute time frame. The move was an impulse candle, the candle that created a gap. I was trading substructure, so basically minor structure. There was a fair value gap. I put fair value gap for repetition, to get it in my mind, because I'm not ever going to trade. Well, I don't think it was. I'm never going to trade mitigated zones that have already been filled, because that's not in my trading plan. I'm expecting prices to fill the zone. You know, I'm going to set my limit order. It's going to fill the zone, put me in the trade, and then either take profit or stop loss. But I'm not going to watch it fill the zone and then like enter on confirmation or something like that. But anyways, R to R, I risked 5 points to make 10, so that's 2 RR. Trailed stop, nope, never trail your stop. Please don't ever do that. You're just gonna get stopped out, and before it takes take profit all the time. All the time, and never put it at break even. Please, just take my word for it. You're getting stopped out in a winning trade every single time. Let's turn the boldness of this off. The profit and loss was $492.60 after fees, and the learnings: 1 minute long, 1 minute demand zone, indecision candle before impulse candle with fair value gap and uptrend. There was also it was also a candle before impulse move that VOS minor structure and uptrend. Price was kind of choppy, but buyers were clearly in control as we were going up. I could have targeted the uh, high for more points. And now it's time to include the screenshot. And I'm gonna also show you the opposite of what I traded yesterday, because the last trade I took was it was the opposite of the long trade that I took. So I'm gonna put the 1 minute time frame first, obviously, because I took it on the one, so that's takes priority. But if I took it on the 5, then I would put the 5 minute time frame screenshot first. Okay, so you can see this on the 1 minute time frame. You can zoom in and see what I traded. And another thing that I will say is, honestly, the sellers looked very strong whenever they're coming down to fill the zone, but it just came right out of it. Pause. All right, now let's look at the trade that I took yesterday. So yesterday I identified that we were in a downtrend. I marked some zones. This is a 5 minute supply zone. I missed this trade, hesitated on the entry, and missed out on 16 points. This is my setup again. Oh, okay, so this is the one that I actually traded, yeah. And then that's a 5 minute supply zone that never got filled, and I didn't bother trying to trade it because I knew price wasn't going to fill that zone because momentum was too high to fill the zone. So being able to read momentum while trading this strategy is very important, because like you could have your sell limit order there waiting for price to fill you in. Like, price is not going to fill you in. Just look at price action. The sellers are too strong for that. For the buyers to pull back all the way there, it's not happening. So you go on the 1 minute time frame, right? And you see your setup, right? This is not an indecision candle. This is a same candle before an impulse candle in a downtrend that formed a huge imbalance that we're expecting price to fill, put us in the trade, and then continue lower. And I got out of that trade 2 RR, 6.5 points. I could have made 7.77 RR, 25.25 points if I had targeted the swing low. It was a week low. Week. Yeah, it was a week swing low. Yeah, I could have made more if I targeted the week swing low, but I just got in this XFA, and honestly, I'm just trying to take the base hits to build consistency, and yeah, because like I'm very new to trading supply and demand. I passed my account trading the base hits, didn't extend any TPs. Um, like I've only been trading this for a month, and I've already gotten a payout, and just past my Top Step account. So things are going very well. Um, yeah, and then you can see the opposite of this trade to the upside after price broke that high right there, broke that 1 minute high to the upside. You can see that indecision candle before the impulse candle. We're expecting price to fill that gap, continue higher to RR 8 points. And if you look at the diagram of my setup, you'll see exactly that.